Well, it is a warm welcome to this evening's English audio commentary for the action from the CONCACAF Champions Cup semi-finals, second leg from the Estadio Nemesio Diaz in Toluca, Mexico, as Toluca host LAFC, and it is the MLS side who take the advantage from the first leg. A late goal from Nkosi Tafari in stoppage time, a bullet header ensures that they hold a 2-1 lead to the MLS side. Toluca, though, I am sure at home will be thinking, look, we've got the fans on our side, we're on a goal down. I don't think it's a worse situation for them, but what a moment it was really for LAFC at the first leg to score so late on. They did take a 1-0 lead through Timothy Tillman early on in the second half. A lovely strike on the half volley. There was a goal late on in the last 15 minutes or so from Jesus Ricardo Angelo, but it was that late goal from the defender Tafari that ensured a 2-1 advantage for Marc Dos Santos' side. So, a lot to play for this evening. It's not that there is too much of an advantage, I can assume that Antonio Mohamed will think. Seeing the players arriving, they'll be on the field soon enough, don't worry about that. But just seeing pre-pictures, you can imagine it's a big moment. Toluca have won this Champions Cup prize twice, but not for quite a while. The last time, the 11th-time Liga MX winners were champions in 2003. They are two-time winners, also winning it in 1968. They were last runners-up as well in the 13-14 season. So 23 years without this prize. I'd love to add it to their collection this season. Whereas LAFC, well, they were only founded in 2014. New kids on the block, if you will. They only debuted in the MLS in 2018. But, to their credit, they are two times runners-up. So they have got to the final. They know how to get there in 22 and 23. So they've been there, not being able to do it though. Could this year be third time lucky? We'll have to wait and see. Of course, I've already mentioned Toluca, 11 times Liga MX winners. They're currently in their league. They sit 5th in the league on 30 points. 6 points off of top of the table Pumas. But quite importantly, maybe a little bit of a stat pad here. 5 points and 2 places above Tigres Unal, who have already placed themselves in the final after their 2-legged win against Nashville FC. It's maybe a bit of mind games if Toluca do get there. Well, we're above you in the league, of course. Not too long until this final is to be played, of course. LAFC, well, they're not doing too bad in the league themselves. They sit third in the Western Conference in the MLS, 4 points behind top of the table San Jose Earthquakes, sitting in third, LAFC. Both teams are in the tunnel. It's a beautiful stadium. It's the Estadio Nemesio Diaz. It's a lovely tunnel as well. Just nice and roomy. Got a lot of room to have words. Of course, we're seeing pictures. Always will for the man who recently moved in the summer, Heung-min Son. He is in the lineup. And we do look at the lineups from the weekend's game, at least. Toluca make 5 changes. Barbosa, Alvarez, Perez, Diaz and Cordova come out of the 11. Santiago Simon, Isias, Helino, Castro and Paulinho come in. Looking from a point of view of the first leg, only one change. Gallardo is out at left back and Isias is in at left back. LAFC make a more dramatic changes. Not saying 5 isn't really. 8 changes though for Marc Dos Santos' side from a 2-2 draw in San Diego at the weekend. Luis Tafari, the goal scorer from last week, and Buanga keep their places. Similar to Toluca, only one change from the first leg. Morales drops out. Buanga comes in to the lineup for the sides in full, as we have just ticked over kick-off, if you will. Not far away though from the players coming onto the field of play. So we might be a few minutes behind the original and slated kick-off, but we won't be too far away from it as a whole. For Toluca, it is Luis Garcia in goal. A back four of Santiago Simon, Bruno Mendes, Everardo Lopez and Mauricio Isias. Midfield duo of Franco Romero and skipper Marcel Ruiz, with Helino, Jesus Ricardo Angelo and Nicolas Castro supporting Paulino, who leads the line from Antonio Mohamed's side. Whereas for the visitors, it's Hugo Lloris, the former Spurs man, in goal. Back three of Brian Porteous and Kossi Tafari and skipper Aaron Long. Wing backs of Jacob Schaffelberg on the left and Sergi Palencia on the right, with a duo in midfield of Mark Delgado and Mutea Choinera, and a forward three of Timothy Tillman and Heung-min Song, I should say, just playing off of Dennis Bouanga, who leads the line in a 3-4-3 setup for the side from the City of Angels. Leading us out, fireworks, lovely situation, pitch is in immaculate condition. Great evening to be playing football, it has to be said. Referee for all the action is Walter Lopez, the Guatemalan official, be the man in charge this evening. Toluca last week were playing in all white and a hint of gold, while LAFC were black and gold. This week it's a bit of a reverse. The visitors, LAFC, are in white and gold trims, whereas Toluca in all red and gold trims. I will say, trying to be very intimidating quite clearly. Now Toluca, with some of the tifos, have got up. The fans really do make it an atmosphere. The Mexican fans everywhere, from the likes of Toluca, Tigres, Pumas, Cruz Azul, they're all fantastic. We have to see how many fans maybe from LAFC have travelled down. Not quite sure how the tickets would work, but who knows, maybe there's quite a lot, maybe there's not many going around. I can imagine on a Wednesday evening for them, 7:30 local time will be kick-off in Toluca, Mexico. Excuse me, that's a hard travel day, it would be said, whereas the fireworks from the top of the stadium, the atmosphere, it's absolutely brilliant. The stadium, the fans, the bouncing. Now there's only one thing left to do, and I'm sure they will to their best abilities. That's for the players to perform. Both players on both sides, they're out, just waiting for full confirmation of the handshakes. They will take their sides and then we will be underway. So apologies if you are joining, it's a little bit of a later kick-off, but it is a warm welcome and thank you for joining this evening's English audio commentary of all the action from the Estadio Nemesio Diaz CONCACAF Champions Cup semi-final second leg. Toluca hosting LAFC. Of course, as I've already spoke about Toluca, they do have some fantastic players, don't get me wrong. Paulinho, of course, might be a name that sticks out, former Sporting Lisbon forward. Of course, maybe not as big as it used to be for the MLS for former names. And then Inter Miami, of course, will have a lot of names that people will recognise. Of course, for Galaxy, Lloris and Son will stick out, the former Spurs duo, it has to be said. Of course, Porteous, a former Blackburn defender. It's a name as well that stuck out to me when I saw the lineups. I've seen the lineups on the pictures now. We'll say as well, I've got a 4-2-3-1 written down for Toluca in the multiple times I've covered them in the last few months on weeks or so. They have gone from 4-3-3s to 5-3-2s. My broadcasters are saying it is a 5-3-2 for the hosts, whereas last week it was a 4-3-3. I had a 5-4-1 written down, so we'll say there is a lot that can change. Of course, I've already spoke about the officials. The linesman and the fourth official, Stephen Madrigal, is the fourth official. We'll be getting underway shortly. The skippers, the handshakes with the refs, so we're not too far away from kick-off. Looking forward to this one. Covered the first leg, and it was an absolute barnstormer, to be honest. The VAR referee, Tatiano Guzman, this evening. Just don't know what's going to happen in these semi-final second legs. As for all you football fanatics out there, another semi-final, well, mere hours ago, if you will. Maybe not the goals living up to the billing of the first one, but Bayern Munich PSG, what a barnstormer over two legs that was. Maybe we can get a barnstormer of a second leg here between Toluca and LAFC. It gives me a bit of a bonus because at least the broadcasters have given me the correct formation in a 3-4-3 for LAFC, so at least I've got one of the teams right in their formations. Both teams having the final words between each other on the field. We're about 6 minutes, maybe pushing 7 behind kick-off. Should have been at 7:30 on the dot. We'll see, it was a bit late last week as well, so maybe there's something to be said about the officials, maybe, I'm not too sure. But only seconds away from kick-off. Waiting to see who will get us underway. Looks like it will be the host, Toluca, but waiting for full confirmation. Yes, it will be. But a warm welcome wherever you're joining us to this English audio commentary. All the action. CONCACAF Champions Cup semi-finals, second leg. Who's going to the final? Toluca hosting LAFC. We are underway. Toluca get us underway. It is on aggregate. Toluca 1, LAFC 2. Realistically, as they would always say, LAFC, the home side, they got the job done in their game, in their home tie. How will they play this evening? As long as they don't lose, they will be going to the Champions Cup final for the third time. As I said earlier, it's the third time a charm for Marc Dos Santos' side. In the first half, all red with a hint of white. Toluca going from right to left, whereas LAFC, white and gold, going from left to right, as my pictures and the broadcasters show me. In the middle of the field with Angelo. A couple of 1-2s. Santiago Simon. Paulinho. Nice hold up play. Flicks it to the right hand side to Heleno. Fizzy's one at goal. I believe he was going for the shot because it was. I caught it. I don't think he was going for a cross anyway. Was straight at Lloris and quite comfortable. For the World Cup winner, but let's see if that goes down as a shot or not. From his kick out, but straight out for a throw in. Was looking for Tillman on the right hand side. And that's a poor pass out there. Was that straight for another throw in? On the left hand side, Zeiss was looking for the run down the left hand side of Castro. That was never coming, so a throw in for LAFC on the right hand side. I've seen pictures of the two bosses out in their technical areas. Ball forward, looking for the run. Tillman too much on it, into the welcoming arms of Luis Garcia in the Toluca goal. Bowls it out to Mendes. Right hand side for Heleno, always looking lively on that right hand side. Switches it to the left to Ruiz, the skipper. Further left, looking for the run there of Zeiss. Ruiz, couple of 1-2s, back to the skipper. Sprays it into the feet of Romero. Now Angelo. Ball out to Heleno on the right hand side. He's got a 1-on-1 against Schaffelberg. Cuts in, cuts out, well defended by the wing back. His heavy touchdown means that Heleno can get the ball back, and actually instead of playing it, he just gets his body in the way and wins a throw-in for his side. Here comes Toluca. Strike comes in, blocked away. Isaias with a strike at goal. The left back slicing his shot wide, but Toluca already getting in the final third and looking to grab an early lead if they can. Coming out of the gates with a lot of pressure on LAFC, as you can imagine. You would think that. So goal kick coming up for LAFC will be Lloris to take. Porteous, Tafari. Good press on from Toluca to force him back. So all the way back to the racing goal, of this time will look to spray it to the right hand side once again, looking for the run of that time it was Buanga. Without a play for a throw-in. Picked up by Zeiss. Back into Castro. A lot of heavy possession for Toluca, and I can imagine that LAFC and Dos Santos, of course, will have done their homework. That maybe the first half an hour, definitely the first half, they might have to weather a bit of a storm here against Toluca. It's a poor pass intercepted well in the middle by Delgado. Tillman looks to play first time, pass to the left. Intercepted well by Heleno and plays it back to Romero. Toluca once again looking to build, and in the final third, 1-2, Romero gets it back. Can he find a ball into the box? This is one into foul. He has to deal with it. Lovely movement in the area there from Paulino. On one side, the other makes it difficult for his centre-backs. Good ball in from his teammate, but he has to put it out and put it wide for a corner. So first set piece of the evening going the way of Toluca. It will be from the far side as I see it, and it will be an out swinger. There's fans behind the goal. They want to see an early one. Out swinger coming in. Terrible delivery. Well, I said I'll take that back watching it, and if I'm quite honest, it's more there's no players in a red jersey there. Needs to be better though, or better communication. Goes out for a throw in though. LAFC do just clear it away, no real thought about it. Santiago Simon, well, that's a foul there by Son, I do believe. Looks like it was he caught there. Which I don't know if the referee has given the yellow card. I think just played a pass into Romero, and apologies, it's Choinera who took him down. Son just maybe played a lazy leg there. It was Romero who ended up on the deck, so it will be a free kick opportunity, another set piece if you will. Decent in swing ahead, go up Mendes over the bar, just gets underneath it. Decent delivery, much better delivery than the corner was, I have to say. There's good pace on the ball. Mendes just got underneath it. That's where you need to. The cross does everything really to get onto it and guide it into the back of the net. Or he's got it into the back post, and one of your teammates will get on the end of it. So another goal kick for LAFC. Just over 6 minutes played at the Estadio Nemesio Diaz, Toluca, Mexico. CONCACAF Champions Cup semi-final, second leg. Toluca 0, LAFC 0. 2-1 on aggregate though from the side from the City of Angels. Toluca, yes, it was a goal kick just a few seconds ago, but a long kick from Luis once again out of play. That is the third time they've looked for a player on the right hand side, and it's gone out every single time for a throw-in. So Toluca pick it back up with Castro and into the feet of Ruiz. Swings it wide. Nice ball out to the right for Santiago Simon. Heleno gets it caught up in his feet, and LAFC now might have a counter-attack. Is that a foul on Tillman? Yes, it is. Great play there from the midfielder. Caught by Romero. It's not cynical because he is going for the ball. He doesn't just pull him back, for example, in a cynical foul-stopping counter-attack or anything like that. Just trying to drive forward was Tillman, and he was brought back in the end. So free kick, give or take, halfway into the LAFC half. They will regain possession. Plays short into the feet of Porteous. Nice pass into Son. First time pass. Here come LAFC opportunity. Bouanga one-on-one with the keeper. He saves it, and Tillman with an open goal puts it over the bar. What an opportunity that would have been for LAFC to make it 1-0 on the evening and 3-1 on aggregate. What a massive chance. Play devil's advocate. If LAFC don't advance, that will be the talk of the town. That will be the talk of the second leg. Lovely ball into the feet of Song. First time reverse pass. Great run from Bouanga. He shot saved one-on-one by the goalkeeper. Luis Garcia came out, made himself big, did everything a goalkeeper needs to do. I don't think Bouanga did all wrong. I just think it was great goalkeeping. Nothing wrong with keeping being better than the striker or anything like that. But then it fell kindly for Tillman. He just gets underneath. He's trying to pass it in the back of the net. He just gets underneath it, goes over the bar. What a moment. Just over 8 minutes into the game. They're finding the feet now though. LAFC. Choinera is taken down there by the skipper Marcel Ruiz. And they have a free kick about 15-20 yards into the Toluca half. It's taken quick and short by Son into Bouanga. He goes for a curling effort, and that'll go out of play for a Toluca goal kick. LAFC are asking for the corner. It didn't look like it took a deflection for me. The officials, that's what they give. It's taken quickly out to the right hand side for Heleno. With the first few touches, he's got a 3v1 though, does he? tricky winger and he gets away from a few, but what a tackle from Schaffelberg to win the ball. LAFC, as I would expect, I don't want to take anything away from them, they look very much up for this evening. The atmosphere is not getting to them. I can imagine for some players they might thrive on it. Ball forward for Paulinho, nods it down for the run of Castro, takes a touch and a shot, but it trickles into the arms of Lloris. We'll go down with the shots on target, but nothing of real substance. Lloris takes it quickly out to the left-hand side, looking for the run of Schaffelberg. Luis Garcia will come out and claim it calmly, and then he will bowl it out to Mendes on the right-hand side. Schaffelberg, you see Tillman getting back into his position. They're very well drilled. And there on the left side, quite clearly. Romero into feet to Paulinho. Nice pass into Castro. Heavy first touch though. There's a good tackle from Porteous, who plays it long, looking for Son. It's headed away there by Lopez. Yet can't get that one right. He doesn't. Son is in behind, and well, the former Spurs man doesn't maybe have the pace that he had maybe 5-6 years ago, but he's still a pacey player, and you don't lose that nous and that football IQ that he also very much has. Throwing on the left-hand side for LAFC, right on the halfway line. Schaffelberg 1-2. Is he taken down? The referee says yes. Elinho. Well, Schaffelberg just mere seconds ago. Great tackle on the winger. And the ball that time was Elinho brought him down. Passing for the first time in just over 11 minutes of pictures of the LAFC away fans. They're in fine spirit. Their side is leading, of course, 2-1. If it was to finish this and a ball draw, they'd be over the moon. Their final bound against Tigres, who now free kick is taken short and then switched out to the right-hand side. The ball is floated into the box. Tillman nods it back into a dangerous area, but can't fall for a player, and cleared away by Mendes. Only finds Schaffelberg on the left. He's battling away with Santiago Simon. It's hacked away that time by Romero, all the way back to Long. Besides, let's just almost reset and recycle the play back to Lloris, who looks to swing it out to the right. That time for Porteous. Nice touch by the centre-back, but forced to go back to his midfielder, Choineri. What I do like about this LAFC side is if a player's out of position or anything like that, they do cover, they know who's covering who. Porteous was out on the right, so the defensive midfielder went inside. Palencia was a bit further forward, so someone covered for him. It's very well-oiled machine that Marco Santos has got, and of course they have had the best chance. I know Tillman's strike, he had an open goal, but also the chance that they created with the strike from Bouanga and the save from Ruiz, that was also the biggest chance of the game. So if you want to say the big two chances have been for the visitors. Still goalless on the evening, but LAFC lead 2-1 on aggregate. Elinho has it on the right hand side into Marcel Ruiz, swings one into the box. Paulinho just over his head. Thumbs up from the Toluca forward. Marcel Ruiz also just a round of applause. Just yet, let's keep going. Maybe if Paulinho not read the play better because he knew what was coming, but maybe if he made a run a bit earlier. Watching the strike back in Bouanga, it's a great save from Garcia. He just tries to roll underneath him, but he's there where it matters. At the end of the day, it's great play. And then Tillman. What he needs to do is obviously put that behind him. Ball forward, foul in the middle by Romero. He's not happy with it. They are just getting the second to the ball at the moment. Toluca. Referee's coming over as well, having a word with Mendes. I don't think he's happy with the jump in the air either from Tillman. So Mendes has had a word, so it will be a free kick just outside the semicircle inside the Toluca half, very centrally. Looks like it will be Son to take. He's the usual suspect. Ball into the box just over the head of Porteous. Well out of play will be a goal kick for Toluca. They've had many of them. this afternoon. As he said, quickly ball forward, finds the feet of Angelo, cuts inside on his left boot, way too much on that one, and out of play for another LAFC goal kick. Big opportunity there. LAFC for the first time really have been caught out on a bit of a counter-attack. I don't blame Angelo for going for a strike, and maybe that's being a bit too short-sighted, I'm not sure, but the players to his left, if he opens it up and can play that path, Bawanga wins it well in the middle. He's been excellent so far this evening. A real lot of just passion and aggression in all the best ways. His work rate's been excellent, just off the ball, on the ball, he's making runs. Then cover Toluca in the first leg against LA Galaxy. They've already put one side of LA out of this tournament. They'll be looking to dump the other out this evening as well. Even though they're rivals, maybe LAFC, I'm not sure would LA Galaxy be cheering them on. I don't know if my rivals were playing against the team that beat us. I probably want the team that beat us to beat them. Poor clearance by Toluca. Schaffelberg will try to put it out for a corner. He wants a free kick. I think he was bundled into by Simon. I don't think it was a foul, but it was clumsy from the fullback, but also maybe a little bit clever, because as he bundles him over, Schaffelberg falls onto the ball and off his right shoulder goes off for a goal kick. It would have been a corner, so great play there from Simon. 16 minutes played, and it's goalless on the evening. Toluca 0, LAFC 0. Great start to this ball game, though. Has to be said. Romero out to Simon, and he's got Helino in front of him. Takes a touch, visits one in, cleared away the boots of Long. LAFC are sitting rather deep trying to defend, but credit to them, when they get the ball, and well, first of all, when they get the ball, they want to play football, which is nice to see. But when they do get the ball, they've got players flying forward on counter-attacks. Now, front three is a quality front three as well. Tillman, Son and Bawanga. Toluca whips it out to the right side to Helino, takes a few touches inside, he continues to go. Back heel looking for Romero, Tillman gets there first, plays it out for a throw-in on the right-hand side. Big strong tackle there from Tillman. Again, right idea, good idea from Helino. I think maybe his back heel's a little bit under hit for his teammate. Marcel Ruiz pokes it forward. Intercepted at the back by Porteous, picked up by, in the middle, Choinera. Man with 66 on his back, stands out a little bit out there, wins the ball well, and he wins the throw-in for his side as he just clips it off. Oh, the skipper Ruiz. Throw-in for Palencia to take. I haven't really spoken about him that too much this evening. He plays a poor pass and it's intercepted by Romero. Castro. He goes back to Lopez and he goes to his right to Mendes. Romero picks it up to come forward. First few touches, Castro. Up to his left hand side, Isaias. Ruiz looks to switch the play to the right. Simon, first touch is nice. One-on-one with Schaffelberg. Can he find a ball into the box? He tries to. Castro's there. Helino, is he caught? He goes down. There's a bundle in the box. LAFC will come away with the ball with Tillman. Helino stays down. It's one of them situations where the defender doesn't see Helino coming and he goes to clear the ball. The question is, does he get the ball and catch Helino, or does he just catch the Toluca winger? The referee on the field has said no penalty, nothing. There will be a check, I can be assured. Schaffelberg, I mean, if I'm being honest, I don't think he catches Helino. I think Helino catches himself, and not in a dive. I'm not too sure. Maybe that's a different look. From my point of view, from the two replays, I think Helino almost, it's both his ankles as he's trying to get there. His right ankles have to clip each other and he goes down. I think Schaffelberg's lucky because he was very close to taking him down. The referee's decision, I do believe there was a quick check. There might not have been a check, but we are over and LAFC have picked the ball back up. Son has it on the right hand side, creates a bit of space and is going to drive forward. He's pushed over there by Castro. Might have been a bit soft, but the referee says no, and I agree with him. I'll say soft because we do see them given a lot of times. Ball to Castro on the left-hand side. Lovely pass into Ruiz. He's got space here. He opens up. He goes for a strike. Ruiz saves it onto the post, and it's going to be cleared away in the end by Delgado into the feet of Son. Is he fouled there? No, he isn't. But what a pass that was from Castro. Ruiz, the skipper, continued to drive forward. It's a lovely effort. Big save from the World Cup winner Ruiz onto the post. And it nearly fell for him on a second chance. Quickly a throw into Takeley. Left-hand side, ball's whipped in by Sis. Out for a throw in on the other side, so an opportunity to see a replay. Great strike. It almost goes underneath Ruiz. He just bobbles and bounces in front of him. And as he's coming down, it hits the underside of his right arm and almost spins onto the post. So Ruiz nearly a bit of a howler and a taxi moment, if you will, what some would say. Taxi for Ruiz. But in the end, it was actually a world-class save from a world-class goalkeeper. I'm sure that Angelo and Paulino, who were there, would have said to the skipper, could you not play it into us? But what I will say is LAFC were more bothered about marking their runs. And Ruiz went for the strike at goal, which I can't really blame. I think that's why he did it. He went, your runs are being marked for a chance to go for goal, and he nearly opened the scoring on the evening and put them level on aggregate. LAFC on the right hand side. Bouanga, heavy touch. He's a pacey forward, the number 99. He's not that pacey. Just over 21 minutes played here at the Estadio Nemesio Diaz. CONCACAF Champions Cup semi-finals, second leg. English audio commentary of all the action on the evening. It's Toluca 0, LAFC 0 on aggregate following last week's first leg. It's Toluca 1, LAFC 2. Ruiz, ball forward, looking for Heleno, nods it down for Castro. Bake to go for a strike, keeps a hold of it. Back to Ruiz, we know he'll go for a strike, he does, and it's just a whisker wide. Almost drags it a bit wide as well, unfortunately. So we know Ruiz is very happy to go for goal. We know that as well. I think that might do though is open up obviously passing options. When Castro was on the ball and he faked that shot, you just felt none of the LAFC players believed that he was going to go for a strike. As soon as that fell for Ruiz, he took a touch, and Delgado and Troy Neri both kind of came out and tried to block the strike. So you know that they know it's very dangerous, of course, and that might mean that next time he takes a touch, he just slides the ball in for one of his teammates. You never know. Ball forward, headed away by Mendes, but only headed out for a corner. So LAFC now will have their real first set piece of the evening. They've had a few free kicks just inside the Toluca half, but they haven't really launched the ball into the box or swung across in. This time they will. It was from a free kick where Son whipped a beautiful ball into the box for the head of Tafari. And my cameras, my broadcasters, thankfully now do point towards the man with number 91 on his back. And of course, it's Tafari. From the far side, it will be an in-swinger for Son. Decent delivery, head scope. It's just over the head of Long. Too much on it though. Bouanga can't get there. Out for a throw-in on the left-hand side for Castro. Now he'll leave it for Mauricio Sis. Into the feet of Ruiz. He's come the closest off of the outside of the bar with a strike. Tillman and Bouanga were the biggest chances of the game. Bouanga's strike saved by the keeper Garcia. And Tillman putting a strike. An open goal strike over the bar, right hand side. Simon with a ball into the box, cleared away well by Tafari. I will say Paulinho at the moment, very similar in the first game, struggling a little bit isolated. He's up against three centre backs. It's really hard for him to find any space. Romero looking for a ball in behind, too much on it. For the runs there above Heleno and Angelo, but too much on it. Out for a goal kick for LAFC. So just over halfway into the first half. I think that Marc Dos Santos will be quite happy with what he's currently got, with what is currently in the balance from another goal kick. Lloris just over hitting them every so often. And finding his rhythm. He's the former Spurs man. Throwing on the right for Toluca. Played forward for the run of Elino. Too much on it. Play for... No, back to Davari. We'll keep it in play. Apologies. Goes back to Lloris. Nice pass into Delgado. He's going to drive forward a bit. Continues to look for the ball behind for Buanga. Intercepted nicely though by Isis. Trickier wing back's going to drive forward. He's got a bit of space as well, opening up. Ball into the box. Looking for Paulino. Well defended at the back there by the duo of Porteous and Tafari. Come away with the ball. Tillman dropping deep. He's taken down there by Romero that time. Surprised that might not be a free kick for a yellow card, apologies, for Franco Romero. He looks unhappy. He was nowhere near the ball. Got Romero. Couldn't even catch the man and catch the ball, which in the modern day is a free kick. Just outside the semicircle inside the LAFC half, very central. See pictures of the LFC fans. They've got the phones in their hands. The cameras in the air, the flashlights, fireflies, if you will, in the sky. Ball forward, looking for the Buanga, well over hit there in the middle from Delgado into the arms of Garcia, who bowls it out to the right. Santiago Simon continues his run. Into Helenio, continues his run. Helenio back to Simon, right hand side, ball into the box. Too close to the keeper, Lloris, into his arm. He bowls it out similar to what Garcia did. Into Palencia, plays it forward for Son, but Castro's all over him like a flash. And plays it out for a throw-in on the right hand side, just inside the LAFC half for Palencia to take. Trying to get a bit of feedback onto the pitch there. Marco Santos having a word with his full-back. Tillman wants a free kick. He's not going to get one. Romero plays a nice pass into Heleno. Castro, left-hand side. Takes a touch in. Helenio very centrally, about 40 yards out from goal. First time he's been a bit central, not on the right-hand side. Plays a pass into Castro. He's going to unleash a strike at goal. Saved well by Lloris. And Palencia thinks, none of that. We're going to boot that away. Don't want to take any chances at all. It's out for a throw-in. First time Helenio's almost come a bit more central to help out. And Santiago Simon on the right-hand side keeps a bit more of the width. Just trying to add more body centrally and help out Paulino, which I think needs to happen. They've swung the ball left to right from a throw-in quickly. Have Toluca, Mendes. It's going to go all the way back from right to left, it seems. Romero. For space, 35 yards out. Up through. Ruiz looks for a ball into the box of Paulinho. Cleared away by Tafari. Toluca are finding the rhythm nicely. So far, when we do have a quick look, stats of the games, Toluca have the ball in the LAFC half. They've had just under 70% possession of Toluca. They've had 10 shots and 4 on target. Only 2 of those shots have come inside the penalty area. The other 8 have been outside it. So strikes outside the area, you'd have to say XG of 0.24. I know that everyone's a fan of that, but that just shows it's to have 10 shots and have that XG. You're not really creating big opportunities at goal, whereas LAFC, 3 shots, 1 on target, 0.84. Really, that was from the counter-attack. That's 3 shots, but 2 out of the 3. Well, that's from the strike from Buanga that was saved and the strike from Tillman that was put over the bar. Toluca with the ball with Romero, out to the right to Simon, ball into the box, catch in practice for Hugo Lloris, who first time almost just goes long. It's going to go goalkeeper to goalkeeper, just outside his penalty area there for Luis Garcia. He'll flick over his head, and plays it quickly out to Mendes. He's back into the right hand side. They're trying to keep the width, trying to really spread out LAFC and play with that 3-5 at the back. When we like to look at it, you really do have to spread the other team wide. Heavy touch there from Isais. And Valencia, well done. He just almost shadows, gets in front of his man, lets the ball roll out of play. Watching that replay back of Castro's strike, a wicked effort. Got a lot of power on it. One I'd expect the ability of Hugo Lloris as a keeper to save, of course. But it was a chance regardless of that. And who knows? Maybe, if anything, that's a bit more central. Maybe Lloris would have rebounded it into the path of Paulinho. Who knows? But it will be a goal kick for LAFC. Lloris to take. Goes long once again, just over the head of Son. What I will say is, from balls like that, they're not bothered about winning the first one. They're just bothered about winning the second ball. That's what they're trying to do. Don't win the second ball, don't win the third ball. That's Toluca have it on the left-hand side with Isais. We'll see as well in the last maybe 5 minutes or so, LAFC have almost gone into a 5-3-2. The back five, the back three of Long, Tafari, Porteous, Valencia on the right, Schaffelberg on the left. But with Tillman dropping in to make a midfield through with Troy Neri and Delgado, it's almost a forward two of Son and Buanga. Right hand side, Heleno. Back to Simon, who whips the ball into the box once again. Way too much on it. And Lloris will win the ball. Balls it out. It's a long ball forward for Son. Too much on it once again. And Toluca come away with it. 1-2 between Castro and Angelo. Left-hand side, Heleno's trying to go past his man Schaffelberg. There's two players there with Delgado. Well defended, blocked away. Played forward to Son, but reverse pass, well read by Romero. At the moment, LAFC are struggling to even get on the ball. Toluca are really taking over in that area. Over half an hour played, just over 31 minutes. Toluca coming forward, heavy pass into Paulinho. It's a heavy touch as well, but the pass wasn't great. Tillman. And it's almost Troineri sitting in the middle with Tillman on the right. On the left-hand side is Delgado. Buanga, ball forward for Son. It's not a good clearance, and Son picks it back up, flicks it off over Romero out for a throw-in. Lovely play from Son there. And it's almost instead of, again, Son leading the line, Buanga and Tillman off him. Tillman's dropped in to maybe just have a bit more of a solid midfield three. And then Son and Buanga can link up. They can almost, instead of being isolated, maybe a bit more of a duo from this right-hand sided throw-in. It's going to be a long one for Palencia. Can this be an opening in this game's second leg? Cleared away. Up for another throw. Good header from Paulinho, the forward. I say that because 32 minutes on the clock. We've just played over the Estadio Nemesio Diaz. Goalless on the evening. Another long throw-in comes in. It's headed away. Castro picks it up, drives away, and then he puts his left boot through it. And will it go? Goes all the way into LAFC half. And I can imagine here that Troineri might go back to the goalkeeper, and when he doesn't, he turns his man. He's going to drive forward. Plays a ball down the line looking for the run of Buanga. Too much on it. Too heavy of passing into the arms of Garcia, who bowls it straight out to the right. But as I say, 33 minutes on the clock, less than 15 to go. Toluca 0, LAFC 0. 2-1 on aggregate, LAFC lead. Ball forward, Paulinho gets an opportunity to strike on the edge of the area. Might have been goal bound, but a wicked deflection of the outstretched boot of Porteous. That meant it just fell into the air, and Lloris just came out and claimed it. As I say, that could have been going on target, could have been going wide. It was a lovely first touch to get it out of his feet. And then you just saw Porteous, as well as Palencia, trying to just get the block in. Once the LAFC number 5, who an outstretched right leg, the difference maker. But Toluca coming forward once again with Heleno on the right-hand side. Angelo. Into Ruiz, Castro. Heavy first touch, but he still has the ball. Going to find its way to the right-hand side. Romero will switch it to Heleno. One-on-one with Schaffelberg. Back to the edge of the area for Castro with a strike and goal off the outside of the post. Ruiz is there. It's an awkward one. He has to take a bit of a snapshot, and it slices over the bar. So another strike for Castro. One's already been saved well by Lloris. That time was a curling effort, and a bit more curl that goes off the inside of the post, maybe. It's the outside of the post. It's even maybe take a deflection off an LAFC man. No, it doesn't. Lloris is nowhere getting there. He's almost taken by surprise by the Castro strike. And then Ruiz there takes a touch, he's stretching Porteous, who's trying to clear it at the same time. A melee in the box. But that was a top effort from Castro. Great clearance as well. Once again, Ruiz, that's probably the 7th or 8th time that he played it to the right hand side and goes straight out for a goal kick. Maybe that's a tactic, get it in their half. We can then sit back and reset, who knows. But Toluca, without creating a real one-on-one, big chance, if you will, like LAFC have had, they've hit and tested Lloris's goalpost a few times now. Heleno, right-hand side, gets into the area, takes it past Schaffelberg, cuts inside on his left boot, strike comes in, deflected. Delgado celebrates as if he scored, and that takes a sting out of the strike. And Lloris has the ball. Tillman plays it forward, poor pass looking for Bouanga, easily intercepted by Romero. The hosts have the ball once again, less than 10 to go. Oh, the opening 35 minutes has just ticked over into the 36th minute of this clash. Simon. Elinho on the right hand side is going to try and whip a ball to the left. It's a beautiful ball. Out to Sace. Back to Romero. He's going to open up for a strike there. Instead he plays it for Mendes. Heleno. Back to Mendes. Simon on the right hand side. Heleno is usually the man over there overloading or overlapping. Instead it's the centre back Mendes who's there. 1-2, Heleno. Back to Mendes. LAFC camped outside their own penalty area almost. Imagine it's very awkward and frustrating from a Toluca point of view. A few heavy touches, pressed down by Bouanga. Forced to go back to the keeper Garcia, and when I say back, he's not on his goal line, he's halfway into his own half, so yes to go back, but they don't go too far back, or they're not back into the penalty area or anything like that. Right hand side, Santiago Simon, nice ball into the box, but once again Paulino's got to deal with three centre backs. It's almost basically every ball, whether it's on the left or the right, for example that one on the right, it gets over long, doesn't get over to Fari, and then even if it does get over to Fari, you've got at the back post Porteous as well. Ruiz, touch to the right, fakes it to the Porteous, brings him down, and that'll be a big opportunity for a free kick. Castro can't believe it's not a yellow card. Referee this evening is Walter Lopez, a Guatemalan. He's still down, he's the skipper, he might even be the man to step up and take this. Nothing malicious, just a little bit late there from Porteous. I must say the referee does have his yellow card out in his hand, so apologies, it might be a yellow card for Porteous. I don't think it is, it's a little bit harsh. We'll wait for full confirmation of if it is a yellow card. Yes it is, so that's the first yellow card of the evening, goes to number 5 for LAFC, Ryan Porteous. I only say that because I feel if that's the yellow card, I'm quite shocked Romero didn't get one for a foul earlier on. So I'm not the referee though. Opportunity here. Approaching the 40th minute mark, give or take. Just maybe 5 yards outside the left hand side of the penalty area. It is a shooting opportunity, no doubt about that. Hugo Lloris getting his wall ready. The referee's having a few words. Maybe he's unhappy with how long it's taking for the wall to be made. There is 3 players over it. Angelo Heleno, it's taken shot to Angelo. Edge of the area for Paulino. Strike goes wide. Well worked training ground set piece there. They worked it well. Paulino almost an NBA-like screen was given to him, and he could run to the edge of the area. And on his preferred left boot as well, trying to curl it. Just unfortunately, it's a little not behind him, but he's trying to hit it from behind. He's not running onto it, for example. Well worked. It's kind of one of the things you could only do once every so often, because once you do it, you'll be wary of it next time, of course, won't you? So it goes wide out for another goal kick for Hugo Lloris to take. Once again, it's overhit. They'll go all the way from keeper to keeper. And I say that from how it's happened so many times, I have a feeling that is a tactic by Marcos Santos and co. So Ruiz in the middle. And to the right side to Heleno. Opportunity, cuts inside. Will he go for a strike? He does. It's off of the back of Delgado. It's picked up just inside the Luca half by Lopez. Ball on the right, Heleno. Nice pass into the middle for Ruiz, who tries to dink a ball into the box, well overhit. And once again, Ruiz being very busy. Very busy in the first half, I should say, but deals with that one easily. Nice play by LAFC out here. First pass into the feet of Delgado. Tillman turns to his left. He's got Schaffelberg overlapping. This is a lovely sequence from the visitors, and that's a poor pass from Schaffelberg. Just almost, he takes a nice first few touches, and he takes a third touch out of his feet to then get to it. It's a heavy touch, and then he's always rushing and stretching to get to the ball, and now he's out of position as Toluca look to strike quickly. To Isais. Well, he's going to whip a ball in there for Paulinho. First time he's really got a one-on-one in the box. It's a great ball in. Long will clear it away. Good clearance as well. He's going to clear it into the Toluca half. 41 minutes on the clock. Still goalless in this evening's second leg of the CONCACAF Champions Cup semi-finals. LAFC lead 2-1 on aggregate, but on the evening it's Toluca 0, LAFC 0. Heleno on the right swings a ball into the box. Lloris has to come out and punch it away. It's a good punch from the French keeper. Porteous now has it, plays it forward to a red shirt. To Mendes, and once again they've been pressing and driving forward. That's a poor pass from Heleno, plays it right into the feet of Young-Min Son, who tries to take it past a few, he can't. And LAFC have no real interest in going forward at that time. They tried to play it out a little bit, then create a bit of space. Skipper Marcel Ruiz has it. He's tested the keeper a few times. Nice ball into Angelo, feeds it to Heleno, who strike once again. It's not a bad strike, but Lloris, I just think, is that much of a world-class goalkeeper still. He read it so well and easily saved it. I think a lot of keepers might have had 2 or 3 put past him this evening, but the Frenchman's been absolutely excellent. The nice pass to Heleno, and the Reese just guesses where it's going to go, but guesses all the right way. Castro with a strike 35 yards out. Very much dragged it wide of the mark. Just having a look at the Reese and some of his stats so far in the game. He's had 7 saves so far. So yeah, his clearances and things of that nature haven't been the best. His expected goals on target 1.5, goals prevented 1.05, sorry. So he's by himself with saves. He's prevented, I know not everyone's a fan of XG, but he's prevented an expected goal basically all by himself. He's been excellent in between the sticks. But would maybe be thought of as an old school goalkeeper performance, if we're being honest. Foul in the Toluca half there. They will win the ball with LAFC. Antonio Mohamed, the 56-year-old Argentine Toluca boss. He's had a nice stint so far in Toluca. He's been their boss close to 18 months now. Free kick comes in, headed away by Simon. Will be a throw-in right next to the corner flag, high on the left-hand side for LAFC, so maybe could even nick a goal at the back end of this first half. Speaking of Mohamed, of course, 75 games in charge, 44 wins, 17 draws, 14 losses for the former Monterrey, Pumas, Celta Vigo and Tijuana boss. He'll play a little bit as well in his senior career. Long throwing comes in off the head of Tafari, and a play for a goal kick, which Luis is trying to take quickly, trying to catch LAFC out a little bit here as our players further forward. He's going to swing a nice pass out to Isais on the left-hand side, tricky winger playing at full-back and an attacking option this evening, puts it forward for Castro. He's disappointing in his midfielder. I have to say though, Castro's looking at him going, I'm not going to get that ball. It's a poor pass from the winger. Needs to be better if they're going to create chances like that, so it will be another goal kick for Lloris. They're racking up as well. In the last few seconds of the first 45, will we get late drama at the back end of this first half, or will we be going into half-time as it currently is? Goalless. Toluca 0, LAFC 0. The side from the City of Angels are 2-1 up on aggregate, thanks to goals in the first leg from Tillman and Tafari. Ball forward, for the run of Paulino, straight to the arms of Hugo Lloris. 2 minutes of stoppage time, so not too long to go before we do hit the 15-minute break. Forward for Sonny, brings it down, but Mendes takes it off his feet. So play it forward to Heleno. It's very frantic at the moment. We just need to be careful they don't get caught. To Toluca. Right hand side, Palencia. Battling away with it with Castro. Nice pass to Bwanga. Tackled by Castro. Can't tackle it out though for another throwing on the right. Palencia taking his time, as you would expect. Tony Mohammed and the fans are happy. Plays a nice ball into Son down the right hand side. He's close to the corner. Holds it up and he's looking for help. Does he play it off? Well, he does, but well defended in the end by Lopez. Plays it out to Castro, who played a minute of the 2 of stoppage time, so not far off that half-time whistle from Walter Lopez. Simon into the feet of Angelo. The skipper away. Castro lets it run and lets it run into the feet of Palencia. Tillman, ball up in the air. Header won by Franco. His header is won by Tafari. And very frantic. Paulinho picks it up. 40 yards out, Heleno has it. He cuts inside, gets a bit of space, he's still going. Castro, can he find a ball into the box? Float, sworn in, taken down by Angelo. Too many white jerseys there. Franco Romero picks it up. To the right. Simon back to Romero. Last few seconds. They've got to put the ball in the box, so the referee's going to blow for half-time. Angelo might as well go for a shot. They're not going to get the ball into the box. They're passing it around. Ruiz has it. And that will be half-time. Toluca pressed and pressed. And well, they couldn't blow the house down, though, of LAFC in that first 45 minutes. The best chance of the game fell for LAFC. Swift counter-attack. Lovely first-time pass from Son. Found Bwanga one-on-one. Great save from Luis Garcia. But it fell kindly for Tillman. And an open goal. It just gets underneath it and puts it wide. Toluca, though, have hit the post twice, have tested Lloris on many occasions, but at half-time, on the evening, it is goalless. Of the two-legged affair, though, it is still LAFC who lead 2-1. Going to shortly for the second half after the half-time break. and it is a warm welcome back to this evening's English audio commentary of all the action from the second leg of the semi-final between Toluca and LAFC from Toluca, Mexico. It is currently goalless in the first half, coming into the second 45, but it is 2-1 that LAFC do lead on aggregate, so they do have the advantage. They are the side that are comfortably in front at the moment, if you will. In that first half, it was all Toluca, really. They were the side in the ascendancy, being the more positive of the two, it has to be said. They really made Hugo Lloris, the former Spurs goalkeeper, work for everything he got in that first half, hitting the post a good few times, testing him with saves. He stood up to the occasion every single time. My word, as I say, did they make him work? Of course they did. The best chance, maybe to a degree, in terms of goal-scoring opportunities, real one-on-one, fell for LAFC. Early on, though, there's been pointed to the penalty spot. Sorry, trying to bring you up to date with everything that's happened in the first half. And forward came Toluca, and they've won a penalty inside the first 2 minutes of the second half. What an opportunity that is. It was a late foul. Looked like to me that maybe VAR, will they have a look at this? LAFC are not happy about it. Marcos Santos, a face that put you 6 feet under. If you could see, it was a ball cleared away. Helinho, very similar to what happened in the first half. Schaffelberg, apologies, has been a substitution as well at half-time. Off goes Schaffelberg. That man on came Hollingshed. And is that man who's given away the penalty, trying to clear the ball away, a little bit nonchalant, if you will, maybe the best word I could describe it as he's trying to clear it away. Helinho gets there first, wants it more, and he fouls him by kicking Helinho, of course, trying to kick the ball away, but it doesn't matter if you're trying to kick the ball away. He caught the man really poor from the man who's just come on the field of play. And what a start to the second half this could be. So Ryan Hollingshed is on, Jacob Schaffelberg is off. Whatever was said at half-time, I'm not too sure. I can imagine realistically from Antonio Mohamed it was more of the same. VAR, I do believe, are checking the penalty. Can't see it being overturned at all. But it will be the 26-year-old Helinho, the Brazilian winger, to be the man to take it. The former Sao Paulo Youth Academy player. He's got 10 goals on the season, all comps. He scored once in this competition in 6. Can he grab his 11th for the season and second? Or will Hugo Lloris continue to deny Toluca in this second leg? It's currently goalless on the evening. LAFC lead 2-1 in aggregate. Can Helinho bring his side ahead on the evening and level over the 2 legs? The left-footed effort from Helinho coming up from the penalty spot. Helinho versus Lloris, waiting on the referee's whistle. Helinho steps up to take it, sends the goalkeeper the wrong way. Lovely finish from the Brazilian. Calm, cool, just tells everyone, calm down, I've got this. Cool celebration to boot as well. You couldn't have asked for a better start to this second 45 for Toluca and Antonio Mohamed's side. 49 minutes on the clock, only 4 minutes into the second half. But it's now Toluca 1, LAFC 0. More importantly, it is 2 apiece on aggregate between the two sides. Not the start that LAFC will have wanted, but it's a start that they have got. How do they respond now? Where do Marcos Santos' side go? Toluca haven't been to the CONCACAF Champions Cup final since the 13-14 season, where they were runners-up. 2-time winners, looking to add to this trophy to their cabinet for the first time since 2003, or 1968 winners. Whereas LAFC, the new boys on the block, they're looking for their third appearance, runners-up in 22 and 23, looking for third time the charm. At the moment, a lot of momentum now, you can imagine, will be with the host, especially after the first half, the put forth. You have to think that AFC will have to, at the minimum, score could win this. Take the penalties. Who knows? An extra time, I should say, really. Left-hand side of the field. Nice pass by Son. LAFC coming forward. Nice reverse pass. Son picks it up, edge of the area. Heavy touch. Great tackle from Marcel Ruiz. Elenio picks it up on the right-hand side. Pokes it back off of the left boot there of Hollingshed. So quickly the full lineup is a throw-in for Santiago Simon on the right-hand side inside his half. Toluca Garcia is in goal. Back four of Santiago Simon, Mendes, Lopez and Isais. Ruiz, the skipper, and Romero in the middle. Elenio off the right. Castro and Angelo supporting Paulino as almost a forward three. Whereas for LAFC it's a 3-4-3. The man of the match for them at the moment, no doubt. Hugo Lloris is in goal. It's the back three of Bielefeld, Portia, Stefari and Skipper Long. Right hand side wing back is Palencia. Left hand side wing back is substitute Ryan Hollingshed on for Schaffelberg. And it's Delgado and Choinera in the middle as holders. And the forward three of Tillman, Buanga and Son. Forward come LAFC. Ball into the box. Is that taking a deflection? Yes, it has. So at the moment, I'd have to say it's a good response from LAFC. Long second half, you'd have to say, for both sides, but LAFC to get back into it, it will be a long second half, you'd have to think. Ball forward, Helinho, he's found a lot of space here. He's driving into the penalty area, plays a lovely ball to Paulinho. 1-on-1, is he taken down? It's saved by Lloris. The referee says no, that's not a foul. That Paulinho has lost his balance. Only 8 minutes into the second half, and what drama and what headlines we've had. Referee says foul against Ruiz there inside the LAFC half. It was a lovely pass into Paulinho. First touch, the second touch lets him down. It's Palencia. Does he bring him down? I think that for me there's not enough in that. Personally, I'm sure VAR might have a look at it. I don't think there's enough in that. If they have, they must have had a quick review, because the free kick for LAFC, well, we're back underway. Ball in behind, look for the run of Buanga. And what a fast start and a furious start in this second half. Paulino. Like I said, they've definitely gone for a more attacking mentality in the second half of Toluca. Heleno already finding spaces. This time he's going to go back. Lopez out to the left-hand side for Isis. Tries to take it past his man and poke it forward for Castro. He can't find him. Delgado. Tillman looks to let it run through his legs. Well intercepted and well pressed at the exact time by Santiago Simon. 2, Heleno, is he taken down there? Referee says that yes, clip of the heels that time by Hollingshed. Not a great first 10 minutes, well, just under 10 minutes for the man who's just come on, giving away that penalty and giving a foul there. It's almost that even the referee's just going around to the just calm down. But he's just come on. I can imagine it's a tense moment, and you want to impress after being on the bench and come on, but at the moment, not really impressing anyone, as at the moment you're only causing worse off for your team. Free kick coming up here for Toluca. Not halfway into the LAFC half. It's a lovely ball into the box just over the head of Romero, and the outstretched boot of Paulino. What a delivery. That was teasing delivery from Marcel Ruiz, just over the head of Romero, and Paulinho's outstretched boot. You would have to say that being really cynical and critical of of Toluca there is that, because everyone's so close, no one can see the ball coming in more than anything. LAFC have the ball with Portia. It's Delgado just into the Toluca half. Too long, the skipper. Delgado, box to the right. That's a poor pass, intercepted nicely by Castro. Looks for runners. Angelo makes one. Toluca happy wants to keep the ball. 10 minutes into this second half. A warm welcome if you're joining. 1-0 in 10 minutes. It has been Heleno Nunes with the strike from a penalty to give Toluca the lead on the evening 1-0 and to give them an aggregate score of 2-all. They're now level following the first leg, a 2-1 defeat. And if you are joining, warm welcome in his English audio commentary. All the action from the CONCACAF Champions Cup semi-final, a second leg. How interesting will this be? Are we bound for more time? Will 180 minutes separate these two sides, or will we need an extra 30 on top of it? Who knows? LAFC have already made a change at half-time, so they've got 3 left, and they've got 3 blocks because, of course, they did make it at half-time. They didn't use one of their substitution blocks. They've already got 2 subs lined up, though, ready and raring to go. Not sure if that's a response to going down or on the evening, or they were just maybe 10 minutes into the second half we're going to make these. Hincham would another mistake with a slip there. Helinho, he'll be licking his lips and licking his chops every time he gets on the ball with a one-on-one. Against the wing-backs, just looks all over the place. There's Ryan Hollinshed. To the left. Zayis. Ruiz, couple of 1-2s back out to the full-back on the left-hand side. And as usual, very much a wing-back, even though now it looks to be they are more to a back 4. Now Toluca. Swung out to Santiago Simon. Castro. And Julo. Ruiz are really controlled possession in the first half, but they're really in control now. Toluca. Lovely piece of play by Isais to get past his man. Ball to the edge of the area, lets himself down, and that was a poor ball. Delgado picks it up. Going as far as Lopez, who runs onto it, and what a strike from Everardo Lopez. It was a mistake from Delgado, gave it to the centre-back, took a few touches, drove forward, and he fired it into the back over the net, 25-30 yards out. And just over 10 minutes into this second half, LAFC had a 2-1 lead at half-time on aggregate. Now Toluca lead 2-0 on the evening and 3-2 on aggregate. What a turnaround this has been. Oh, to be a fly on the wall at half-time, it has to be said. What a moment for Lopez. What a goal as well from the defender. 21-year-old Mexican scoring a second goal of the season, his first in the CONCACAF Champions Cup. Just takes a touch and no one closes him down. Such a strike. Hugo Lloris, nothing he can do about it. Rifles it in the bottom corner. Beautiful left-footed strike from Everardo Lopez. It's only his second ever goal for Toluca. What a goal that was. Maybe he's playing in the wrong position. Maybe you want to get him in the midfield or in the striking areas, and just before the hour mark. Peach of a strike from him, and now Toluca lead 2-0, and just as 2 substitutions are being made by LAFC, they might already be out of it. Choinero comes off, and Master Tui is coming on. A substitute they made last week as well. Just waiting for full confirmation of who is the second sub as well. Foul there by Castro, and he picks up a yellow card as well. Second of the game, joining Ryan Porteous in the referee Walter Lopez's book. Looks like Manu's just come on and see Manu's been fouled as well. Second half been absolutely fantastic. The question is now, where do we go from here? That's the question. Very similar to the start of the second half for LAFC. Although it's only 1-0, they did score twice inside 10 minutes at the start of the second half. One was from Tillman, one was from Schaffelberg, which was VAR ruled out. So very similar starts to the second half in both fixtures as well. So maybe that's something I should have seen coming as well. Sets us up incredibly nicely, it has to be said. But quickly for the moment, I do believe it might only just be one change, waiting on full confirmation of a possible second. I do believe there were two. I'm sure Morales is on the field of play. But for the moment, Esther Q is on and Toyneri is off. Here come LAFC, ball into the box, find a strike! Ruanga puts it wide, sliced well wide. What a response that would have been if Toluca would have scored, would have conceded there. And the fans for the first 45 minutes were absolutely buzzing. Just a heavy touch and then he slices it wide. It's just again, he's running away from him, so he does his best to almost try and cut back over it. In doing that, he puts it wide of the mark. Lovely wide shots of the stadium, the Estadio Nemesio Diaz. And the flags, they must have. I feel like the arms are burning for the Toluca fans. Those flags haven't stopped for a minute. One long kick taken, finds Paulino, drops it off for Heleno, takes a few touches, 1-2, takes a strike at goal, well saved by Lloris once again, rolls it out to Morales down the right hand side. Great tackle from Lopez, celebrating there with the tackle out for a throw-in, as if he'd scored, as he already has, but it was absolute beauty. A blinder of a strike. And now Toluca, just under half an hour to play, it is all in their hands. Just played over an hour. CONCACAF Champions Cup semi-finals at the second leg. It's Toluca 2, LAFC 0 on the evening. After quick-fire goals in the second half from Heleno and Everardo Lopez. Means that the side from Liga MX are 2-0 up on the evening, but more importantly, now 3-2 up on aggregates. They've got the ball on the right with Heleno. One welcome if you join English audio commentary of all the action. Heleno tries to poke it forward, looking for the run of Angulo. It's cleared away, that'll come off of Hollingshed. Can he keep it in play? No, he can't. It might be a free kick actually as well. That's what the LAFC man is asking for. And just trying to pump up the crowd there is Angulo. Number 10 for Toluca. And the dude with the corner as well was waiting for full confirmation from the referee and linesman there. If they could make it free, that might be just out of reach for LAFC, it has to be said. And full confirmation is onto the field. Martinez, with Martinez, he's on. And off is Tillman. That's a full confirmation of the two subs. Apologies for the tardiness. Broadcasters don't always give the best of hand, you see, those substitutes. Toluca from that corner, they put it into the box, but it's well headed away by Porteous. They're still going to drive forward. They want to make it 3-0. They want to put on a show for their fans this evening. Toluca with Heleno. Nice pass out to the left. Can he get there? Yes, he can. It's not the greatest of balls, but reaching there was Isais. Does as well as he can. Ball forward, looking for Son. Brilliant header from Lopez. That's a poor pass out from Hollingshed. He's having a disaster class to remember out there in this second half. Castro picks it up, puts it forward for Paulino. I will say I feel like I'm picking on him, but no one in an LAFC shirt has really come firing out in the second half. Ball picked up by Castro, strike is over the bar. Toluca have just come out like a different animal in this second half. Completely different to the first 45. Yes, they were pressuring and the more positive side, I can't take that away from them, but my word, do LAFC look like the first half took a lot out of them, too much out of them? I'm really not sure, to be honest, but they have been extremely poor. Hugo Lloris was the man of that first 45 minutes. He was excellent. Romero, I think, sit over the top too much on it. Alino trying to get on the end of it, too much on it though, as I say. For in the left-hand side for LAFC, do they have anything left? I say at the moment they've struggled, apart from that one swift counter-attack where Bouanga had a strike that was sliced wide. See how they're coming forward now. Martinez on the ball, looking to find a bit of space. He still comes forward. Great run here. He still has it on the right-hand side. Out to Palencia on his right. Ball is swung into the box. Well defended by Isais. And he does well to clear it as well. And we have to say at one point there will just be... The one thing you do get in games is momentum swings here and there. And again, LFC need to score now. There will come a point where they have to attack and throw caution to the wind. They want to be in their third final in 4 years. Well, technically 3 and 5, I should say, but 3 in since 2022, 23, and 26, of course. Ball over from right to left. Nice pass. And Hollingshed can't bring it down. It goes out of play for a throw-in. Goes to the wrong corner flag on the right-hand side for Toluca. Santiago Simon will look to throw it long, if you will, looking forward to Pauline. And now Toluca are sitting off a little bit. Just played over 20 minutes of this first half. We're close to halfway through the second 45, and they've been relentless of the hosts. So you can imagine maybe they're just sitting off. Maybe again, looking at LAFC, what are you all about? What can you do? What can you bring against us? Really go from there. Hollingshed on the left, Martinez. Need to pick up a bit of space. Feel as well, will Heung-min Son just maybe get one chance, the former Spurs man? Will he pull it away? That's the question. Martinez, nice pass into Delgado, pokes it forward, looking for the run on Bouanga. Intercepted nicely though, now dinked over the top for Castro. His ice continues his run. Castro's going to drive forward though. They've got red jerseys coming forward here. Castro, ball into the box for Angulo. Cleared away though, only as far as Paulino. Out to the right to Helino. Puts inside. He's going to go for a curling effort. Goes wide of the mark. Probably underlapping run from Castro. Created space for the man who scored from the penalty spot to bring Toluca level on aggregate, but his curling effort, it was straight as an arrow. He wanted to get the curl, but absolutely nothing on it. That's a goal kick for Hugo Lloris to take and reset LAFC. Ball played over the top, ball to the right hand side, I should say. We'll play for a throw-in, and Toluca will regain possession. Dos Santos, does he have up his sleeve? He's already made 3 substitutions. Does he have any tactical tweaks? Does he have, as I say, anything more up his sleeve? That'll be interesting to see. Free kick taken by Ruiz into Castro. Paulino, heavy touch. Comes away with it. Castro. We'll see that midfield three. I know that Romero sailing a little bit deeper of the three, but Ruiz, Romero and Castro, they've been excellent all evening long in the middle. Picking up pockets of space. Good tackle from Palencia. Plays it forward to Son. It's just a little bit too much on it. The South Korean man can't get on the end of it. I just think he can step out chances. Defari, he was the man last week. Plays a ball over the top looking for Bouanga. Can't bring it down. Just a little bit too much on it there. The LAFC forward just can't bring it down. The referee is just having a few words with the goalkeeper Luis Garcia. He points to his watch saying, come on, you've got 20 minutes to go. A little bit early for any time wasting, if you will. Referee this evening is Walter Lopez, a Guatemalan official. done a stand-up job as well. Only 2 yellow-carded players. That's Ryan Porteous for the visitors, and for Toluca, that is Castro at number 8. The only players so far in the referee's book. From the goal kick, Garcia goes long, looks for Paulino, but he can't bring it down. Just over 70 minutes played, less than 20 to go. Toluca 2, LAFC 0. And it is the Liga MX side who lead 3-2 on aggregate. If you are joining, warm welcome to the latter stages of the second leg of this CONCACAF Champions Cup semi-final. Thanks to 2 quick-fire goals, one from the penalty spot for Melino, and an absolute worldie of a strike outside the area from Everardo Lopez. His second ever goal for the 21-year-old Mexican defender. What a time to get it just before the hour mark to give Toluca the 2-0 lead on the evening, and give them the lead for the first time in this 2-legged affair, 3-2. LAFC won 2-1 last week in the first leg. Ball over the top from Paulino, looking for Angulo. Can't get there into the arms of Lloris. Quarterback-esque throw, just too much on it for Hollingshed. It's going to go out for a throw-in. Toluca, this will be their first final in over a decade since the 13-14 season, if they can get there. And they're looking for their first Champions Cup since 2003. So a bit of history looking to be made, looking to add 3 to that badge they've got on their arms. Nicely intercepted by Delgado in the middle. Pokes it forward. Son just can't get there. We'll see, since Toluca went 2-0 up, LAFC have improved, but they were disastrous in the first 15 minutes of the second half. Ruiz driving forward. Castro on the left-hand side into the box. Well defended by Porteous. He's not happy with his wing-back, Palencia, not getting back there. Not the greatest of balls in from Castro, it has to be said. But he does win inside a corner. Porteous clearing it out. It's an opportunity to get the players forward. And I have to say, with such little time, just over 15 minutes, if you will, of this second half, that if Toluca were to get a third, it would probably be game over, I do think. Well, LAFC substitution coming up for Toluca before this corner, though. Richard Isais is coming off the field of play. In his place will be Diego Barbosa. Very much like for like, it has to be said. Nothing changing in terms of tactic. It's not a defender coming on for a midfielder or such. Corner taken, shot, ball whipped and fizzed into the area, cleared away by Porteous. Is there a counter on now for LAFC? Down the right hand side, Martinez is given space. He's driving forward, trying to get past Barbosa. 3 players in red appear out of nowhere and get back, and the white jerseys just weren't supporting Martinez there like the red jerseys were getting back to win that ball. It's well won. The trio with Romero, Barbosa and Castro came back and won the ball, and Toluca looking for the run there of Helino, too much on it, so it's back to the Reese in the LAFC goal. But just see that counter-attack. I know I'm not saying driving all the way per football pitch isn't a lot, but those Toluca players just wanted it more. It felt like they wanted to defend and get back, than those LAFC players wanted to get forward. Again, in the back of their mind, maybe the coaching says, look, don't do that. Only these players come forward on counters, and then you're a defensive Delgado's a defensive midfielder. I'm not going to go forward. You've got to get up. You're down 2-0 on the evening and 3-2 on aggregate. If you've got to make a mistake in hopes of getting that goal back into it, you've got to do that. That's a late tackle in the air, though, by Romero. Might even get a yellow card there. He just threw the ball away from the referee. Delgado was the man who was fouled. So it will be a free kick for LAFC on the right-hand side, about halfway, give or take, into the League-Toluca half. Wide on the right-hand side, as per usual. Son is a man on set-piece duty. In stoppage time of the first leg, he put a peach of a ball onto the head of Nkosa Tafari in stoppage time to give LAFC that late winner. Not in a similar position at all, but with his delivery, can he find a teammate? He plays it short to Martinez, heavy touch, strike comes, no it doesn't come in, it's blocked away and Castro's trying to chase it down. Will he get there? No, he won't. If he would have, back was Palencia, but he was the only man back. Another substitution coming up now for LAFC. Palencia will be, it's going to be a double substitution possibly, it looks like. Palencia definitely the first man to leave the field in place of him. Is Smolyakov, and Ebose is on as well for long. So that is a double change for LAFC. I have to say as well, credit to Nando Santos, it is an attacking one as well. Ball Toluca, long ball. Very much on it, looking for Heleno and out of play. For a throw in for LAFC. So now it has to be said, no changes left for LAFC. They've thrown their cards on the table, if you will. They've made the 5 changes. Toluca have only just made one, and you feel it might even be for to get fresh legs onto the field of play, just to keep them going almost. It was Delgado. Ebobisi. A great pass, but it's picked up in the middle there by Smolyakov. Back to Tafari, and Toluca put so much into that. That's a poor pass in the middle there. They've got an opportunity now. Castro has it. Just look out at gas at the moment. Not Castro though, who turns away, driving forward. Can he find a teammate? Plays it through to Paulino on his weaker right boot. Sets it up on his left. Striking save. And Julo takes it past the keeper and it's off the post. What play from Toluca. I thought they might have been clipped by Lloris. Instead it was Twinkle Toes to take it past the Frenchman. What play there, and now Son plays it through, one-on-one opportunity for LAFC, it's saved, falls back for a teammate, then over the top and it's off the post. What a couple of minutes of sequence that is. We'll take the excitement out of my voice though, because the ball over the top from Son was offside, but Ebobisse then fell for Bwanga for a strike, who dinked it over the keeper but off the post. So that maybe you'd be a little bit happy, I'm not too sure, because if that had gone in the back of the net, your excitement would have gone straight away because it was offside. But Toluca as well, what an opportunity that was. Watching a few replays back from earlier. Referee at the moment, Luis Garcia, is down, so you're not missing anything. So we approach the 80th minute of the game. What a sequence we just had. His English audio commentary of all the action from the second leg of the CONCACAF Champions Cup semi-finals. It's Toluca 2, LAFC 0 on the evening. Goals from the penalty spot from Heleno, and then a strike outside the box from Lopez gives the Liga MX side a 2-goal lead on the evening, and a 3-2 lead on aggregate more importantly. LAFC scored late on in stoppage time to give them a 2-1 lead in the first leg. Who knows, could they do it again? And that sequence there, Toluca, if that would have been put in the back of the net by Angulo, that'd have been game over as far as I'm concerned. Castro, after a poor pass, picked it up, thought, I'm going to slow this down, and went, no, I'm going to drive forward, let's go get this third goal. Let's put LAFC down, and let's knock both LA sides from the City of Angels out of this game. Played a lovely ball to Paulinho on his weaker right booty. Faked it almost Ronaldo chop-esque, if you will, onto his left boot. Great strike at goal, saved by Lloris. Fell ever so kindly for Jesus Ricardo Angulo. They took it past Lloris and said twinkle toes. The footwork was off the charts. And my thought was, is Lloris going to stretch and get to him? Lloris did well not to bring him down. Then with an open goal, he hits it, he smacks it off the side of the post. I thought that was Toluca 3. LAFC 0 4-2 in aggregate. They did beat LA Galaxy 4-2 here, of course, in the first leg of the quarterfinals. So that would be in the memory. 2 substitutions are just being made, so I'll bring them in a moment. But Toluca watching this back. A play from Paulinho. Saved well by Lloris, but straight at him. I will say, give credit to Fari and Porteous. Got back and did put him off a little bit. But at the same time, you'd expect him to be putting that one in the back of the net. Angulo, that is his game run. Pavel Perez will be coming on for him. And Fernando Arte is on for Heleno Nunes. So, goal scorer is Heleno from the penalty spot. Less than 4 minutes into the second half. It's about 90 seconds in when he won the penalty. As I say, I was bringing you more updates on the first half for any listeners joining in, as I'm trying to explain that. He's brought down in the penalty area for an opportunity to level it up on aggregate. Less than 10 to go of the 90. LAFC find a way back into this game. You'd have to say, looking at the stats of this game so far, Toluca just a shade under 70% of possession. 26 shots, 12 on target, 2.5 XG created. Of course, a penalty, a big one. The miss a few moments ago would be a big one as well. Whereas LAFC, who just have it on the left-hand side, inside Toluca's half, only the 5 shots, 1 on target, 1.25 XG on Marc Dos Santos' side. I have to say, though, in terms of big chances, I know not everyone fans of big chances can be quite opinionated of what that stat is. LAFC have missed 3, Toluca have missed 2. Ball from right side, finds Castro, bearing down into the penalty area, left-footed strike, straight at Lloris. I'd say, but once again, Lloris, I mean, even in that first half, I feel they would have been down and out in that first half without Hugo Lloris. I think Toluca would have found themselves comfortably up if not for the French goalkeeper. He's been absolutely excellent. He's really made a difference. He's been absolutely superb. It has to be said. I think any other goalkeeper that won't have the class and the level of Hugo Lloris and experience, you saw LAFC do inside the first half or so. Just watching back the transfer LAFC after that sequence where Angulo put his strike off the post and LAFC came forward. It was an offside after a lovely pass from Son to one of the substitutions, Jeremy Ebobisse. It was given offside. I think it's a lot closer than what it was. Back to that in a moment as Toluca coming forward, ball into the box, nearly falls for Paulinho, nearly falls as well. On the rebound for Castro, it's played well away by LAFC, and that's a poor header really away and out for a throw-in for the side from the City of Angels. Less than 5 minutes to go. LAFC, they're going to have to push forward to far. It looks to go back, it didn't, but Fernando Arte, one of the substitutes, was there ready to pounce on a back pass. Ebobisse back to Porteous, who plays it long to Son, flicks it on to Martinez. Nice first few touches. There's not that many white jerseys, so driving forward, and Martinez losing his footing. And Garcia, it was last off the LAFC man, Luis Garcia, the keeper, just came out and let it slide past him out for a goal kick for Luis Garcia. Once again, I've got to give so much credit to the fans. It's been bouncing from minute 1. the Estadio Nemesio Diaz. As I say, their arms, they might just feel numb. The flags have been going the entire time. You say when you work out, my arms are burning, I need to stop doing this. Those fans are a credit to the club. And look, the LAFC fans, I've only seen them once or twice on my pictures, but credit to them for coming down to Toluca. They'll have been over the moon with the first leg and probably the first 45. That's a mistake at the back from Porteous. He brings his man down as well. Is that going to be another yellow card? Yes, it is. I think it might just be a straight red for Porteous. A mistake at the back, pounced upon, taken past him, and he brings his man down just outside the penalty area. And now LAFC down 2-0 on the evening, down 3-2 in aggregate. Now the downer man as well. It was a poor touch from him that he flicked it off his boot. Castro, who's been excellent this evening, is the man who gets there in front of him and then is taken down. I will say the referee, Porteous is already on a yellow card. The referee did not get a second yellow card out and then get the red. He got the red card straight out. So as far as I'm concerned, that is a direct red card, so VAR can have a look at it. I think that's what Porteous is questioning. I mean, Porteous is still on the field of play. It's a free kick. It's a big opportunity for Toluca. Well, that might just be the last bit of chance for LAFC. And by him not making his way off the pitch just yet, it is being checked finally, just getting full confirmation of it. On-field decision. Possibly that's why the referee did give the straight red, because if it's a second yellow, it can't be looked at. And it was denying a one-on-one chance for Castro as well. I mean, what has to be said is if it's not a red card, it would definitely have to be simulation for the Toluca man, and it won't be a yellow card. Full confirmation check as Porteous is making his way off the field. Check is over. Ryan Porteous, direct red card. And the centre-back comes off the field of play. He's side 2-0 down on the evening, 3-2 on aggregate, and now an opportunity for Perez. Or actually two substitutes of the two players over the ball here from a free kick, about 30 yards out, very centrally. Right foot of Perez steps up, it's just over the bar. Not a whisker away, but it was rather close, it has to be said. Now you'd have to say the game already in the hands of Toluca. He hit that so well, actually back from that angle. LAFC, now the backs have been up against the wall for most of this game. And that red card for Porteous, that will probably be the final nail in the coffin. The plate forward, and they're going to throw it on the right hand side. It's taken and played in, cleared away by Toluca. Last few minutes, we've got about 90 seconds left of the 90 to go, and then whatever stoppage time, any extra bits of added on from the referee we have to go. But at the moment, Toluca are bound for the final. Ball forward to far, he gets a head on it. He's always stretching, he's just trying to knock it back in the area, but he's always stretching, and he heads it wide. And had a play for a goal kick for Toluca. So at the moment, it will be the two Liga MX sides who will be meeting in the final. Saturday the 3rd of May. It will be Toluca against Tigres Unal. They were successful 1-0 last night against Nashville in the second leg, 2-0 as a whole in the two-legged affair. I say at the moment that will be the final of the CONCACAF Champions Club Cup. As I spoke about earlier coming into this game, that will be an interesting clash as well. Bring that to wide in a moment as Toluca coming forward, poked into the box, back into an area inside the penalty box. Can they turn and get a strike off? Paulino plays it back to Castro on the edge of the area, still coming forward. Toluca almost playing with the food at the moment. Played into Ruiz, 1-2 with Castro, it's cleared away only as far as Romero. The jerseys on a swift counter-attack, come away with nothing. They've still got it, but it's gone from a counter-attack to just an attack, it has to be said. 90 minutes have been played. What stoppage time will be given? What confirmation we have? LAFC will be hoping to see closer to 10. 6 minutes of stoppage time. So Luca might be thinking, can we just get a goal? We've got that man advantage. That'll be game over. LAFC will might just try and stay around there like a busy bee for the last few minutes. But 6 minutes on the clock. We've played just over 90. English audio commentary of the CONCACAF Champions Cup semi-final, second leg from the Estadio Nemesio Diaz in Toluca, Mexico. It's Toluca 2, LAFC 0 on the evening. Thanks to goals inside the first 15 minutes of the second half. One from the penalty spot for Nelino inside the first 4. And then a wicked rifled left-footed effort from Everardo Lopez just before the hour mark. Just outside the area, only second ever goal in football. And what a time to get it. And then about 5 minutes ago, Ryan Porteous given a straight red card, which almost condemns elimination for LAFC, has to be said. So Toluca lead 2-0 on the evening. More importantly though, they lead at 3-2 on aggregate. So at the moment we'll be going into the final to face Tigres Unal as Briseno, number 3, comes on for Castro, who's been absolutely excellent for the hosts. One of my player of the matches for sure. As I was saying, Tigres Unal and Toluca don't to play in the same division. Forward come Toluca, grip play into the penalty area. Can they grab a third? Ball is played across the edge of the area. It's a strike that is unfortunately across the goal, but Paulino is there to tap it in. And that is the icing on the cake. That is a cherry on top. As Paulinho makes it 3-0, 4-2 on aggregate. And that red card, you'd say maybe Portuguese would have been there to mark the 33-year-old Portuguese forward, former Sporting man who's scored over 50 goals for them. Had grabbed his 61st for Toluca. 1 or 2 seasons he's had on the Mexican side. It's his 32nd of the season. And it's his 7th in the Champions Cup, 7 in 7 games. It was great play driving into the box by Perez, and he just drags his shot wide, but it ends up being a beautiful pass for Paulino, who's well onside. Tafari's too deep, keeps him onside, and the 33-year-old Portuguese striker makes it 3-0 for Toluca, and as I say, 4-2 on aggregate. Looks a bit more comfortable on paper, and that will be it. Former Sporting and Braga man, 5 appearances for Portugal and 2 goals. What a season! What a life he's having at the moment for Toluca in Liga MX. Last season, 43 games in all comps, 27 goals. And now he's added another from kick-off. LAFC lose it, ball forward. To the feet of Romero. He's got Paulinho coming forward. Good to grab a fourth and really put LAFC to the sword and make that red card for Porteous count. Ball played forward, 2-on-1 here into the feet of Paulinho, left-footed up and into the back of the nets. And they do grab their fourth. Paulinho with his second in 2 minutes. It is absolutely bouncing at the Estadio Nemesio Diaz. The Toluca fans, 4 fingers in the air, 4-0 on the night, 5-2 on aggregate. LAFC in the second half, they just haven't come out at all. They haven't been able to get out of the gates. In the first half, they played ever so well. But in the second half, it will be Perez. This time, he does mean to play a pass to Paulinho. And he rifles it. Hits it high into the top of the net with his favoured left boot. Gives Lloris the eyes. To say he's had 4-foot passing this evening feels very harsh for the former Spurs man. Antonio Mohamed, the Toluca boss, so he's in dreamland. And 2 goals in 2 minutes, and Paulinho makes it 4-0 on the evening, 5-2 on aggregate. what a last few moments for Toluca. We've been given 6 minutes of stoppage time, we've got a minute extra to go. It feels they might be unnecessary now. But that looks a lot more comfortable, doesn't it, on the score sheet of the two legs. 5-2. This last minute of football is nothing but a necessary. Toluca will be in the final against Tigres Unal, who at the moment in the league, they actually sit above them. They're 6 behind the top of the table to Pumas, but they sit 5 points and 2 places above Tigres. So that'll be interesting to see where the two sides, when they do meet on the 30th of May, where will they sit? Ball forward for LAFC. Could they grab a consolation goal on the evening? It's cleared away. We're just seconds away from the referee, Walter Lopez, Guatemalan official. He's had a great evening, I have to say, give credit to him. And the evening belongs to Toluca. His whistle will be only seconds away. It might be as soon as Smolyakov puts his in. No, he doesn't. The referee blows a full-time whistle. And following a 2-1 defeat a week ago in Los Angeles, in fine style, Toluca have turned it around. LAFC came into this game at 2-1 up. And it was a great first half for them. It was goalless at half-time. Heleno, though, winning a penalty inside the first 4 minutes of the second half. He slotted it away. And Everardo Lopez, with a bullet of an effort, 25 yards out, a young defender, found the bottom corner for only his second ever career goal. But Toluca 2-0 up on that, and more importantly, 3-2 up on aggregate. In the last 5 minutes of the 90, Ryan Porteous already on a yellow card. Took a heavy touch, Castro pounced upon it, and he took him down. A direct red card was given. And from bad to worse, it went for LAFC as that red card was given. They were down to 10. And then 2 goals in stoppage time from Paulinho, just putting the icing on the cake. Cherry on top for Toluca as they win 4-0 on the night, 5-2 on aggregate. They will be going through to their first CONCACAF Champions Cup final since the 13-14 season. The 2 times winners looking to add a third to the badge that they wear on their jersey and on their arms. They will face Tigres Unal on the 30th of May. Who will be the winner there? That'll be interesting to see. But for this evening, it belongs to Toluca and the fans of Toluca and the boss, Antonio Mohamed, all the players involved. What an evening for them. It's a CONCACAF Champions Cup bound for the final against Tigres Unal. Full time from the Estadio Nemesio Diaz. It has finished Toluca 4, LAFC 0. Toluca advanced to the Champions Cup final 5-2 on aggregate.